She's a SHIP alumni, a mother, an athlete, and now a history maker. I have the privilege to be chatting with Neely Gracey, who is now the third woman in history to win the Disney Princess Half Marathon and the Disney 10K. Neely, thank you so much for joining us here. Tell us, what was your time at SHIP like? You know, how did it prepare you? How did it prepare you for such a seasoned career?
So I first started running in 8th grade. So I've been doing this for 19 years. I'm 32 now, and I guess originally I started because I set some personal goals for myself. And then I kind of caught the running bug, and from that point on, just wanted to continue to see what was possible and what I was capable of doing. And so that kind of led to a very successful high school career. And during those years, I really found myself as a runner. I met my now husband, and we were on the team together, and he was a big supporter. My experience at Shippensburg was really good, and I set it up that way because I knew I was very familiar. It was my hometown. My dad was the coach, and so I was just really familiar with everything with the team, with my dad's philosophies, because he had coached me all through high school. And so I knew that that would give me the best shot at continuing on and having a long career. And so far that's been true.
What was the mindset going into something like this? You know, especially after you ran a 10K the day before, I feel like it might have been a little intimidating.
Well, I wanted to make sure that I was able to recover in between the races. So the races started at 5 a.m. So I had to be up at 2 a.m. for each of them, which was kind of crazy. So that was the earliest I've ever had to wake up for a race before. So I think the biggest thing was I took the first 5K of the half marathon very conservatively, recognizing that my legs were a little bit fatigued from the day before. And so making sure that I didn't rush into it or push too hard too soon was really important.
Any big plans moving forward from here?
So back in December, I qualified for the Olympic trials. So those are actually held in Orlando next February. So I'll be back in Orlando for that race. But in the meantime, I'm going to focus more on 10Ks and half marathons this spring. So I have one in April, one in May, and one in June. And then the end of June, I'm actually planning to chase down the stroller mile world record. So that's kind of my spring plans. And then from there, I'll prep for the Olympic trials in Orlando in February.
All right, Neely, one more question here for you. What's your favorite Disney movie?
So my favorite film is Beauty and the Beast. That was always my favorite growing up. I think Belle is a very strong character. I really always admired how brave she was, and she had a really kind heart. So she was one of my favorites. And the princess weekend, each race was a different princess. And the 10K was Belle. So I dressed up as Belle, and I wore a yellow tutu and yellow and red ribbon in my hair. And so that was my first race ever in a tutu. And it won't be my last. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. And if you want to keep up with Neely's journey, you can find her at Neely S. Gracey on Instagram. Now, let's send it back over to Haley and Bailey at the desk to close us out.